Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back. This is our cozy and realistic no mod series where we play as General of the Minutemen, working to rebuild the Commonwealth one settlement at a time. And today, as you might have guessed from the video title, we are up here in Far Harbor working on Dalton Farm. To be honest, I kind of forgot what the ruins look like here before we start working on it, because I think these are scrappable. If I'm remembering correctly, this whole building, yeah, this whole house, which is so interesting because honestly, I think I usually scrap it so early on in builds like this that I forget that it exists, because look at how cool it is. This one too, the red is just so lovely. Oh, in so many of these settlements, we have to work around the pre-war stuff. But in this one, I guess we just get to scrap it, which is nice. Like, don't get me wrong, I love being able to scrap things. But there is also just such a charm to this peeling paint and the red. The red is actually making me think maybe we could lean in a little more to the barn set here, just because it's so charming. But we can get started by scrapping. There is already a small don't be mad at me in the meantime setup here for the, I think there's 2 settlers here already. Let me go into workshop mode so we can check that out. Yep, 2 settlers. So they have, I think, just the 5 mute fruit and the little pump that we gave them here. But we can get started scrapping some of these things. The thing with all the Far Harbor settlements, honestly, is that it's a little hard to keep people happy because there are so many attacks that happen here with the monsters. So we are going to have to think about defense a little bit just so they don't get totally wiped out as soon as a monster comes along. But the truck we can definitely get started on. Gosh, again, it hurts my heart to scrap this house because it's so beautiful, but we can try and find ways to honor it in our design. I really don't have anything in mind for today specifically, besides just somewhere cozy and safe for people to be in the wasteland, or though I guess up here in Far Harbor specifically. This nice red pine tree will give us a lot of wood and space. That's lovely. Let's walk along this edge and just see more about what this settlement gives us, because there are some neat points up here just on the rock that we can connect together and sort of build up this settlement while keeping the defense and the surrounding area strong. These trees I would like to scrap. I know they add some visual interest, but there are other trees right here that we can't reach, that we can't scrap. So let's go ahead and scrap those. Ooh, there's one of our settlers, and we'll be able to scrap some of this beach stuff as well. I wonder if this is one of the locations that has, it looks like a dolphin, but I don't believe it's a dolphin. Some mutated version of that animal. We'll scrap the barrel and the tire and the umbrella. Gosh, I love scrapping things. Oh, this is the body of an animal we took care of previously. We can just leave that there for now. I forget what this is. What is this? The fog crawler. Of course it is. I love the barnacles and the little lobster tail design. That's just so lovely. We'll get rid of this tire, these tires, lots of tires. That's a good source of rubber. Fishnet. Oh, I love these little cars. Beautiful. He's unassigned for now, which must mean that the other settler, whoever they are, is working on the crops. Umbrella. Can I scrap these things? No. Oh, this is the dolphin-y thing that I was thinking of. It looks so horribly cursed. I don't think there's any way for us to drag it back out into the ocean. I think it's just kind of gonna be, oh no, would you look at that? Scrapping the umbrella scrapped the mutated porpoise thing. Well, that's just lovely, isn't it? Auspicious start here. The rowboat I like. I don't quite want to get rid of. The cooler in here, let's scrap, and the outhouse is very, very broken, so let's scrap that too. But we'll make a mental note that we would like to have a working outhouse. I'm not sure yet if I want to get rid of these railings. They do fit here really beautifully. It looks like these shack pieces, this shack wall, they are scrappable. They are scrappable, but we wouldn't be able to rebuild this wall in the same way. So same as the railings, let's leave that for now until we decide. Oh, I do love the idea of a street lamp. Isn't that just lovely? I mean, this one wouldn't work, but we could add new street lamps. We could take this settlement in a few different directions. We could try and build this up as a proper boardwalk. I think that'd be really fun. to try and do like, we do power, we do lights, we do, I mean, boardwalk. We can use now, we have some of the not Nuka-Cola, but the Nuka World decorations. Oh, that could be really good with the Nuka World decorations. We could make this a boardwalk. I was thinking coming into this that the next settlement I wanted to build was just going to be like homestead. What would I do? Can I move these bodies, these guys? I don't know if I can. I can sit on the bench, but that's about all I can do here. We might find a way to bump them out of the way later. I would love to build a settlement where I'm just thinking about like the type of homestead I would make in an apocalypse scenario. In an ideal world where, you know, my friends or neighbors or somebody is still around and we can build something together to try and survive together. That's just a cozy thought to me, that we would be able to find a way to keep everybody okay. That feels like a good amount of scrapping. Oh good, we gave them some corn too. That's good. I like that they've had a slightly more diverse diet. I don't know if there's anything we can do with these scraps, but we can definitely put something on top of it. Who's our other settler? Let's talk to them and try and get an idea.
I just want to trade a few things.
I just wanted to talk to you. Hello?
Never look a trapper in the eyes.
Oh, okay. I was going to say not much personality there, but she does have thoughts on trappers, so that's something. Here's what I love, is this little porch patio thing. I bet we could reconstruct that. Alright, I think I have to do the painful thing and scrap this little pre-war house now. I don't know why I find it so charming. I think it's like the bay windows. Is that what you call it when it's sort of expanded like that? But maybe we can recapture a bit of that with the barn set. Either way, whatever way we choose to take this settlement, I know we need housing because there are some people living here. So let's play with the barn pieces and just explore what housing could look like for them. It could be something big, it could be something smaller. I do love the shapes of all the barn pieces. But now I'm wishing that I could make bay windows like the pre-war had. These are outhouse pieces. Let's just throw down some floors. Although there's so much brush here that this foundation might make a little more sense, so it can stay above some of the brush. Just gonna pull this a little left. I was so charmed by the little fenced-in porch. I guess that's the house that has it, but we can add it back in here too. I don't know how I feel about this footprint yet. We're gonna explore. I just like the red of this set so much. Is there like a half piece? There is, but not really a half wall. Although the concrete piece, I don't know how much we can mix things. But I believe that the concrete set in floors has a triangular thing. I don't know what that does for us. It could be just a neat porch with another door like this. Will these things snap on in the way that I'm picturing them? Oh yeah. Oh wow. Okay, so that could just be like a neat sort of porch out here. I like the visual texture, the variety that we've got. I'm picturing this area as you walk in to be sort of a kitchen. Like maybe this would be kitchen, this would be back door, which would then make this section back here more bedroom. It doesn't want to snap there yet, but we'll find a way. And then maybe this could be where some visual interest happens, because this could be a shorter section. Or we could go the other way, make it a taller section. We don't usually do that. I feel like usually we play with keeping things in the barn set kind of short. But this could be cool, right? And then this to keep... That looks so tall, though. That's probably usually why I bulk away from it. That looks so tall. I think this is less of a house if we make it that tall. Instead of storing, I want to get better at remembering to scrap things that we're not using. How do these roofs feel? I feel like the roofs on top always look a little awkward because I want them to have more of like a lip overlap. Although I do love this one. That's always a nice one. Let's finish doing the walls as if this is the bedroom space for these two people, whoever they end up being. That feels like it has too many holes. Maybe that could be nice. And maybe a more solid wall to keep their bedroom area a little more secure. Maybe small window here. Maybe larger window here, not totally open, but just larger. Now if we look for some of the small, yeah, these little slanty guys, these are always good. I do love building with a barn set like this. And that makes it easy to sort of pop a roof on this piece because there's not many more things or ways that it could go. This looks really big though. Oh, not this piece because it has the rafter sort of in there. I meant this one. This is the one I thought I was placing. It looks more warehousey to me. But if we're pretending sort of that this is the structure that was existing already, you know, if we could have salvaged any of the pre-war structure that was here, then it would have been a little red house like this, and I wouldn't be worried about if it looked too big or not. So let's keep like that. I think that could be nice. Let's at least finish exploring it. We'll give it a shot. Does that feel too weird if the wall below it doesn't have a window? It might. Let me grab a solid piece. Like this guy. Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. Like, what if this whole section is just raised up like that? And now I want the half wall with the window in the middle. Yeah. Because I feel like that makes sense for this foyer sort of piece. Now maybe this is where we do a slanty one, and then some of the eave pieces that'll slot in so nicely right here. There we go. That's nice. That's interesting. I wonder if the walls can go inside, because sometimes they can. That's what I'm thinking. We don't need to put a full door, but to sort of signal that this is the private sleeping area. That's lovely. It gives them a little more privacy. This could also slant. I really just wanted to try and use that piece, but it might feel like a better use of space if we just go slant and then slant to keep the roof a little more reasonable. Let me place a half wall. These guys again, my favorite little eaves. They're coming in handy today. We'll grab this again. Yeah, so this will just be a full, not straight shot because it's, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? It's leaning. It's sloping. Slope is the word I was looking for. It's not a straight roof. It's just a nice constant slope when you go into their personal living quarters. Yeah, I think that's nice. And then maybe now we can do the roof with this sort of cupola thing on it. It just adds such a nice texture. I thought I would like that more than I did. I wonder why that's not working for me. Maybe because it feels very barn and less house. And I do want this to sort of feel like a house. I think there should be a little basic one like this that'll serve the same role. Yeah. Yeah, I think that works. And I want to take its stock in where I've put windows. I don't want windows on this wall or this wall because we're gonna add like cabinets. This one could have a bigger window, which might help it feel more open too. We'll still pick a relatively solid wall. And then, yeah, they have some more windows in their private space here. This one we could replace with the smaller square window. It's nice. It's interesting. And I like things that are interesting. Let's do door. And then we should be able to use the little shack stairs here. Just to... Oh, maybe not. Will you not snap on there? Is it just because I already placed the door, maybe? I always forget what stairs we need to use when we're doing this part, but we will find one. Let's come into warehouse stairs, because there's some good stairs in here, too. This one. Yeah, that's what I wanted. That's nice. I hope it's okay that it's opening this way. I'm assuming that the road is still sort of the entry point into the settlement. If I come over here, oh, I can see the fog happening out there. Look at those little radioactive particles jumping. Oh, they look like fireflies. I know they're not, but they look like it. So coming in this way... Oh, it's such an aggressive corner. I don't mind that, but we might soften it up with something. I don't know what yet. Before we scrap this house to the right, I wonder if we can copy the idea of a little... What would we call this? Front garden? Front patio? It almost looks like it's using pillars. Which we don't have to do. But I do wonder what it would look like. And I don't know how we would connect them. I guess it's closer to the picket. I don't know how I feel about the picket here. It just seems... You know what? Now that I've placed it down, the white sort of matches with the white eave of the house. I know it's sort of backlit right now. We could do that, or we could use just the plain wire, especially if we sink it. Oh, especially if we sink it into the ground with those pillars. I think that would be charming. Let's grab a piece like this. It's 2 squares long. Do I like using pillars for this enough that I don't want to use the posts? Yeah, I think I do. to scooch this out of the way just so we can build it properly. Because I'm thinking post, wire fence, post. Oh, I'm going to want this one a little higher, so we might need to move this even farther than I thought. This way. Does that look like it's nice and connected in? Yeah, I think so. And now let's just take this plain piece and snap it on. Well, not really snap it on. We're just touching it too. This one is going to need to go lower. Okay, so let's do it in this corner. We'll grab it how we want with the post. This is like pillar glitching, but we want to keep and use the pillars. This is interesting. Like that. And then we'll come sink this down. That's a nice little front porch fence, huh? Oh, should we have made a gate? Are they going to want to get in and out of this? I don't want it to intersect with the house. But just, oh, just like that. That is lovely. Oh, that's so charming. I love it. I wonder if there's something here. What else do we have? We have a lot of decorations. We could do a fire barrel. That would soften up this corner. We could do a lawn flamingo. We could do an oil lamp post. We could walk through the idea we had earlier and do a lot of big powered lights. We do have like the fog machines that are powered, so I don't think it would feel too out of place to have big powered lights. We don't even have to power this one. Let's see. That feels interesting. That feels really neat. How could we do this? I never use, and I never say never. I have not used the Vault-Tec super reactor in a regular settlement yet. Fusion generator, I feel like is going to get ruined by the rain. We could do a large generator here and sort of fence it off and then loop it to each one of these. Where does the power connect to? I guess it is on the top there. We could also Wi-Fi glitch these. I wouldn't hate that at all, because then we could save ourselves from doing a bunch of wired connections. And I would like a few of these in the settlement. Can I Wi-Fi glitch just the generator to the light, or do I need to use a conduit? And also, do I remember how to do the Wi-Fi glitch? That's the second question. Because if we could just have a large generator somewhere in the settlement... Let's just see if I know how to set this up. I might not. It's wire to this, and then we need to, oop, not that. We need to grab a fake wire through this wire, right? No, because that's a real wire. We reach through the wire. Yep, now we've got a ghost wire. And then does it go directly there? I don't think so. What am I doing? Because that depowered it. Okay, so it's fake wire. Because I'm holding an invisible wire. That's what's happening right now. But then if I connect it to the real thing, I think I have to connect it through the wire. Through this wire that exists. So select a ghost wire. And then can I get up tall enough to use this existing wire that we've set up to select through? I might need to build myself a little stool or something. That's not what I meant to do. I could stop and look this up. I could, but I'm having fun. I'm having too much fun. So we're gonna give ourselves some stairs to try and do this better, because I would love if we didn't need to... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I would love if we did not need to set up like a conduit for this. I would love if this was Wi-Fi glitched. So first we've got a ghost wire, and now we're gonna try and place that ghost wire through the other wire? Is that what we're trying to do? Yeah, that is what we're trying to do, and that worked. So now we can store this. And now we do need to place that generator somewhere, but I think we should be able to move it. Well, that wasn't too hard at all. I'm glad we did that. That's cool. That also means... Oh, no, that doesn't mean. I was going to say that means that we have power in this house, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. Let's put a door on here. And you know, usually the issue when we have these outside doors is that they have to open inwards. And this one will. I'm looking for the hinges. You guys told me to look for the hinges. But because we have this little porch here, that can just open out. And I think that's lovely. Will these connect diagonally? Where did we take that square thing from? Concrete. So will it snap to concrete stairs, or is there just not a way for this to come down? Those are roofs. There's our little floor. We could make it a square floor. That'd be okay. If we're gonna do that, then we might as well replace it with a different floor that has more structure. We could make this a back porch. I'm not against that. And there are warehouse floors. We could make it a warehouse floor. The barn floor is also like that. Yeah, just solid. Let's check out the wood floors, because I do love the shack foundation for how it has like the wooden supports. It doesn't want to snap automatically, but... Oh, I'm actually kind of surprised that won't snap. Let's give it something to snap onto. We've run into this before, and I do think it's a pretty fixable problem. Oh. Things are fighting to not snap there. It's so interesting. Why not? Wait! Wait! Is it because the walls are already in place? Yeah, it was. Okay. But with this floor in place, is that enough to do a shack foundation? I can move this wall for a second, too. I think we'll be able to place it back, but, you know, famous last words, you never really know. Oh, there we go. That's exactly what I hoped we'd be able to do. Oh, and this snaps back? Man, how often do we get lucky like that? There we go. Now I think we can do a wooden... There we go. Just for some added security here, because we are in Far Harbor. Let's throw a balcony railing on here. I can imagine a situation where they need to sort of sneak out the back and have a little coverage to do it. Oh, this is a really cool setup for them. How do we want to use this little front patio porch thing that we've made? And should I have added a fence gate to it? Maybe. Because there is... Yeah, there is a gate, but I don't like how it looks nearly as much as these pillars that we've made. Let me turn on my Pip-Boy. We could just throw some of the mute fruit in here. I know they won't actually be able to reach it, but I'm not as concerned about that. They have a way of glitching where they need to be. Grab one. Oh, I'm sorry, you were working on this one. Let's just move it over here. We're not even scrapping it or anything. Should we come up with names for these settlers? I haven't really thought about it. I kind of forgot where they came from, to be honest. I think we unlocked this one after helping Cassie Dalton. Is it Cassie? And then they just kind of appear. So they might be family of hers. They might be friends. They might have just been people who heard it was open. Oh, that'll fit. Delightful. I'm going to grab the water pump as well because I like having a water pump next to crops. I like when they do the little water pumping animation. There we go. It is getting dark. Oh, this is going to be so good in the daylight and everything. So let's just put down beds for them, and maybe those beds go on top of a rug. Do we think they're a couple? Or they're just friends? Because that just, it influences if I put the beds pressed together or sort of separate. Let's do separate. They might be siblings, I really don't know. I like the idea of mismatched beds here. If I can nestle this in, okay. I think we can. They should both be able to get to a bed. And let's us sleep. It's only 6:40 and it's this dark? That's crazy. It's okay. We'll wait for some better sunlight, maybe more rain. This mug, I don't think you've seen this mug, if you can see it. I got it from the National Aquarium. It has a little coral on it, and I think it's just the cutest thing. Alright, that did help, actually. Since we have this set up on the rug, I'm not saying we need to rug glitch it on purpose, but I wonder if we can use the rug glitch to scooch this one on the right a little farther over. Yeah, and then just reposition this one so they have a little more room. That worked beautifully. I do like the idea of over here being their kitchen. So let's see how we can make a kitchen. It's not resources food. I do want a stove though, and I think that ends up being under crafting sometimes. Let's do another rug glitch, this time on purpose. With a rubber mat. Because I like having the stove on a rubber mat. I think it looks intentional. And it makes it really easy for us to just slip it a little farther back and make those pipes intersect with the wall a little bit. That's nice. And we can do what we said we were going to do with the cabinet here on that wall. Oh, that's so nice. And then these cabinets can be our cooking surfaces down here. Maybe this one comes on this side, and maybe the stove goes a little farther in. Actually, maybe the stove and cabinet get rug glitched together. Move the cooking stove like this. And the cabinet, are we going to be able to get that close enough? It's going to be kind of an annoying gap between the stove and the cabinet, but that'll be okay. Do I have both of them? Can I do one and then put it under? No, we gotta have them both on the mat. Okay. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, what a lovely kitchen. And since we are up here in Far Harbor, we can go crazy with the buoys and the netting and stuff. Is this where buoys are? Decorations miscellaneous? We're gonna find out. No, I don't think so. I think it would be wall. That's what I missed. It's wall decorations miscellaneous. Oh, I love the sound of rain. We've got such a big wall here to put this on. Oh, that's so lovely. Oh my goodness. Wow. Does the door prevent us from doing seating here? This, okay, I have some thoughts. I would love for them to have a dining area where they can sort of sit and eat. One of our options for doing dining areas in small spaces has been to do like a shelf, not that kind of shelf, but this kind of shelf on a wall like this. So we could just do a little shelf here and then 2 seats pulled up to it. I think that would be super cute. This wall, though, is the inside part of a barn wall, and this wall is the outside part of a barn wall. Let's see if we can swap this for its mirror image. I think a piece exists for that. I think we have both sides. It would be this one. It's going to be a little tricky to get it to snap in exactly the right position. Never mind. That was pretty painless. And then just for consistency, I'll turn this one inside out too. Yeah, so then they get the red on this side, which is so lovely. Now let's go ahead and grab a shelf. Oh yeah, because now it's not bending or anything. It's just exactly where it needs to be. Oh, what a gift. We're looking for chairs now. And in the same way that we did the mismatched bed, I think mismatched chairs are going to work well here too. We'll do this one, a little folding chair. And then we don't need this rubber chair to be broken. We can just do a proper backed one like that. Look at that. We then have this space that's a little unused now. It could be an entryway table. That's too short. Could be a table like this, sort of decorative. Let me just feel that out. I don't think I like it. I think it takes away from the warmth of what's happening here with the small little chairs. We could find a reason for it to be a bathtub. We could make it a counter. It could be a fish rack as a coat rack. That's kind of neat. Like this. Oh, I don't mind that. I thought I was going to. I might like a bookshelf even more. Like a regular bookshelf. Oh yeah, I think that's the move. Just checking some of these other things. Oh, because it could be this, the metal shelf. I do get the sense that metal will hold up a little better here because it's so humid. The wood in the bookshelves would start to warp, but let's put something on top. I'm thinking some kind of junk. Like a vase would go nicely on top of this bookshelf. But I'm scrolling with an open mind. Because honestly, maybe they have a bunch of cake pans. That would add a lot to this little kitchen, huh? Let's do a bread box. We're scrolling all the way down to V for vase. Or vase, however you like to say it. Oh, not that vase. That looks like an urn. Maybe it is. I think the ones I want are called like willow vaulted vase. Do I not have a vase with flowers in it? I have an umbrella and an umbrella stand. That could be fun here. It does rain a lot. I'm looking for something with flowers in it. We do have the desktop picture frame. I'm just looking at the pictures. Seeing what could work. We can also get a vase with flowers in it. I don't really want to do bones. Oh, there we go. Glass rounded teal vase. That might look a little too new. But with the bread box, maybe it works. I think the bread box would be really important here for keeping moisture out. There we go. Okay, that I love. We have a little bit of teal in the vase, some blues and greens in the buoys, the sort of teal, again, of the bread box and of this chair. That ties in beautifully. Should we do some art above their dining area? What do we have that's just... Flag is too big. A mounted head could be fun. Although maybe a little unsanitary to be right above their cooking, eating area. But we've done that before, and they haven't complained. I wish this was on top of the support stud here. But it looks... Oh, no, some of them will go on top. These are just a little big. Alright, so maybe not a painting, but it could be a poster. I'm sure there's a sign that could work here. We could do more buoys. Ooh, we could do Children of Adam banner here. What do we think? What do we think? I think I made that a little too high. Let me scrap this one and let's try and get... That one's even bigger. I was gonna say a smaller one. That's interesting. Oh, I kind of like that because I think too, if you're up in Far Harbor, I think that the Children of Adam would have so much more of like a cultural background noise here. Like maybe they've prayed at the church a few times, maybe they've, you know, moved away from it, but they still observe, you know, some things, but it's not necessarily like explicitly religious as much as it is just we observe some holidays, you know? That's neat. All right, I do like having their bedroom back here, and we've given ourselves a little bit of extra room to play with here on the left, where I was envisioning like a dresser. Like a nice dresser, you know? Proper. That's exactly it. Oh, that's lovely. And then maybe cozy chair of some sort here. I don't know what yet, but just a place for them to sit. Could be a couch. This couch is so visually nice, but it just takes up a little too much space. But I wouldn't mind that red one. Not the diner bench, but we could do a diner. I mean, if we want to lean into making this like a boardwalk, we could do a diner. Not in this building, but in different buildings. We have more to go. We have that whole size limit to fill up. We will spend many more episodes here. I hate to say it, I like the airplane seat. It adds the red. Do I like it more than the red couch? I might like the red couch more. I like the red. This couch should scratch that same itch for me. It feels a little long. I don't know how to say it. This is long, this is long, this is long, this is also long. I didn't know it would feel that way, but not seeing it. Sometimes you see it and you just, you know. We could do just the one chair. We could even switch these. Switch these things because I think the dresser has a bit of a smaller profile. Like it would jut out a little less. So maybe the dresser goes here, and then the chair tucks into this corner. And then instead of a second chair, where is the ottoman for this chair? I feel like it's somewhere weird. I feel like it's, yeah, furniture miscellaneous for some reason. That's nice. Oh gosh. Okay, that's just lovely. And now, can we fit a painting anywhere that it wouldn't overlap with like a rafter or something? We could replace this. Yeah, there's nothing on this wall. We could make it a flat wall and then put a painting on it. I think I would like that more. So let's come back into barn here. Oh, what's glitching it? What have we put that it doesn't want to intersect with now? Is it these chairs? Yep. Okay, good. Wow, we are getting lucky with things being easy fixes here. I don't want to jinx it by saying that, but I think we're going to wrap up in a sec anyway once we finish this house. So I can say it. We're getting very lucky. And how lovely is that? Now we have room. So we could do this lovely little landscape. We could do these flowers. I like this one. It's got some water in it, but it also has a mountain, so it feels a little like, oh gosh, that's nice. Oh, I just adore. Oh, look at how wonderfully that came together. Oh, wow. What a gorgeous little house. Should we assign them to their new beds so they sleep there at night? And we can already scrap this "Don't Be Mad at Me" setup, huh? I am gonna put you. You can have the big bed because you're doing all the hard farming work. You deserve it. Treat yourself. And let's find our other guy. And we'll assign him to. Was he down on the beach? Yeah, he was. Hello. I don't know what we're gonna do with the rest of this settlement yet. I really was just thinking like cozy homestead, imagine a bunch of friends, which I was thinking really would just be smaller shacks, but I kind of forgot how cool Dalton Farm is. And we're gonna give him a smaller bed. There we go. That's nice. And now let's just scrap the "Don't Be Mad at Me" setup. We can move these turrets into better locations. We should add a bunch more turrets too, for sure. We're gonna need them. And this generator will move somewhere that it makes more sense to, somewhere more covered. But just for now, I think that'll keep them safe in the meantime until we're back. Now we'll scrap that. Scrap, scrap, scrap. They still have enough beds. These crates are not needed here. We will get rid of them for now. I think that's a nice place to pause. I love this. I think it's so beautiful. Just walking around to see where we could start next. We could scrap this. We could just keep doing housing. We could, I mean, heck, how far out does this go in the settlement limit? We could do a little boardwalk diner here. We could do games on the boardwalk. Let me know. Let me know if you would prefer a fun Nuka World inspired boardwalk here at Dalton Farm, or if we should keep it just cozy farm, and enough defense to keep them safe here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments. And if you didn't, give me a thumbs down and let me know what I could have done better. You guys are the best. I love reading your comments. It's my favorite part of every week. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
I got word of a settlement that needs our help. I'll mark the location on your map.